Hey guys, I just got home from work after a terrible day, and look, I got a new package. I did buy a bunch of stuff from Shein, but I kind of don't really like the texture of the Shein clothes, and they're cheap, but then the sizing isn't always the best. Now, I've heard really good things of Cider. Yes, it's more expensive, but the clothes I feel might be more better quality, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to open it. Oh, it comes with stickers. That is so cool. I'll put that on a journal for sure. So, I only got 2 things because obviously the stuff is expensive. I'm aiming to spend like $50 a fortnight on a new piece of clothing at the minute, just because, I'm slowly rebuilding my wardrobe, and I've also got a ton of stuff left from my other stuff I bought. So, what is this? Just cardboard. I might use that for work. So I got this cute pink butterfly top. Oh, it's so cute! I love it. I might wear that on the weekend because I'm going to this country rural rumble thing. But yeah, what's this? I forget what it is. I feel like, oh no, this is a top. I like this one. And I might take the bag for work because I do a lot of activities with pretend sensory stuff. So I'll save that for work. Oh, it's so pretty. The only thing is I think it's going to be too big. What size is it? Yeah. It's too big. Already looking at it, it's too big. So I might have to get the size fixed. But it's so cute. But yeah, I thought I'd give you a quick show of what I got before I get ready for bed. I'll keep continuing vlogging in my weekend. When I see you on the weekend. The birds are eating the seed I put on the deck. It fell on the ground. Oh my goodness. That's so cute. I want to give them some more, but they'll probably fly away. Hey guys, I'm just sitting at the bus stop in a beautiful area. The bus comes in 10 minutes, and I thought I'd just film what I wanted to film at home, outside. So basically, I wanted to share my testimony. And what is a testimony, you say? A testimony is how you became a Christian and why you are a Christian, all that jazz. And the reason why I want to share this is because, well, right now there's a lot going on in the world. Just so much hurt going on in the world. And I just want to shed some light and some brightness. And not only that, I am really unhappy right now. I moved to Tasmania And it literally has not been the best experience. There are pros, but there's also a lot of cons. And, you know, the pros is I am closer to my family and things are cheaper. However, I am very lonely. I'm spending a lot of time by myself because I do have my family, but they are very busy as well and have their own lives. And there's not very many ways to meet people here. So yeah, I'm very unhappy and I'm just trying to decide whether I want to stay in Tassie or leave. Also, my new job is very, very stressful. I'm not going to talk about my job, obviously, because of confidentiality, but it's just very stressful. It has good moments, and I'm grateful that I have an income, but it's just causing a lot of stress. But anyway, my faith has been keeping me strong. At first, when I did move to Tasmania, my faith went the opposite. Like, I'm unhappy, blah, 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 blah. And I went into a lot of like a downward spiral of not trusting God and not wanting to go to church and not wanting to do like trust God or anything like that because I was simply unhappy. And honestly, I feel like, I'm not saying that God has punished me, but I did go see a psychic for my 30th birthday. And I asked, should I move to Melbourne? And they said no. They said if I move to Melbourne, I'm going to be isolated, blah, 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 not happy. Well, guess what? I moved to Tasmania because she said she saw me in a country area. You know what? I'm isolated. I'm not happy. And I feel like maybe God was like, see, you should have trusted me because look what a psychic got you. You're depressed, you know, you're lonely. But I've recently got back into my faith, praying more, going to church, and just trying to trust God in this season in my life. Because I've been through many periods in my life where I have been unhappy, and then God has done something for a reason, and I think it's just a reminder for me to trust God. And the reason why I went to the psychic was because I was going through a lot in my life, and I wasn't particularly happy, and I just wanted some hope. That's all. And so, yeah. So my faith with God has helped me, especially a lot the past 2 days. I've been praying a lot to God because I've just been feeling lonely. Now, my testimony is a little bit difficult, and if I do cut off, it means I've caught the bus and I'll finish the rest of my testimony at home. So basically, I grew up in foster care, and my biological mother, sorry, my hair's just annoying me. I'm gonna get it cut next week. My biological mother was Catholic, and we did go to Catholic church. However, the Catholic Church is quite daunting. It's very scary, a lot of scare tactics to get you to stay in church. And long story short, I developed a lot of nightmares. I got placed into a foster home at 8 years old, and the foster family was atheists, but they still, you know, kept me going to church. But I just again was having nightmares about, you know, the devil and hell and judgment day and all that jazz. Too much for an 8-year-old girl to manage, and I also had just been placed in a foster home. So my foster carer thought it was best to take me out of church. And then also in primary school we had scripture, and so instead of doing scripture, we there was also non-scripture where the people who don't believe in God and all that jazz. And then I guess the only kind of thing I had with my faith left was this place called Camp Riverbend. I'm just going to walk now while I'm walking to the bus stop. I've got about 4 minutes till the bus comes. Yeah, and so you know, it's a lovely camp run in Tasmania. I really do want to volunteer with them, at least while I'm still in Tassie. You know, they, you know, teach you about God, and they have lots of fun activities. I was doing that maybe twice a year, and it was also a refuge for me because I was a foster kid. But then when I went to these camps, I completely forgot about it. I was very unpopular at school, but at these Christian camps, I had so much confidence in myself, and really, like, you know, enjoyed myself. But I stopped going to these camps. Because in grade 7, I was riddled with head lice. And then I just, you know, I had head lice from grade 7 to grade 9. Hi, so I'm back. And so what I was saying was, I did go to Christian camp, and that was like my only way of hearing about God, you know, during the school holidays. And then in grade 7, I became riddled with head lice, as you do in high school, in primary school, and they sent me home. And so obviously I stopped going to the camp for a very long time. I lived in a foster home with a lot of kids, so it took me a while to be head lice free. And then basically by that time I had kind of lost my faith. Like, I believed in God, but I wasn't going to church. I wasn't going to the Christian camp either. My friends in high school and stuff would make fun of you if you went to church or anything. Like, we knew some Jehovah's Witnesses and some Mormons in grade 12, and they were made fun of. So I was like, oh, I'm not going back to church. And I also went to this church when I was in grade 10 with one of my friends, and it was so scary. They're like, if you do this, you're going to hell. If you do this, you're going to hell, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm not going to church. It was just scary. And then what really made me become a Christian again was when I was 19, I was dealing with some really bad, like, you know, depression, kind of similar to what I'm dealing with right now. I didn't have any friends. Tassie is a very lonely place. So I became very depressed. And I needed a job, and I got a job in a Sunday school in Tasmania every Sunday. Didn't matter if I was Christian or not, they just needed someone to work with the toddlers. And what kind of made me go back to church was three things. One, the kids were asking me questions all the time, and I'm like, I don't know the answers to them, so I wanted to know how to help them. Two, I was in a really bad spot, and I needed something to give me hope. Three, my boss had so much faith in God that it reminded me of why I was a Christian and how I felt as a child. So I went back to church at 19, and it was really good for me. But I moved to Sydney at 21. Also was experiencing my first breakup for the first time. So it was my first relationship and my first breakup ever. I'm a late bloomer. And basically I stopped going to church. I went out Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There wasn't even a church right next to me. Like, I was a living nanny at 21. And all I had to do was catch the elevator down and walk next door. There was literally a Salvation Army church next to where I was living as a living nanny. So, yeah, I stopped going to church, you know, went down the wrong route. And then I kind of, you know, it was kind of hard for me to be a Christian as well, because again, I was living in an atheist household as a Christian, as a nanny. So again, it kind of just felt like, oh, it's a bit tricky going to church. Well, that does. But anyway, I then went Then I finished being a nanny. I went to university, and the only club to actually, be at my university was like, I think, Muslim, anime, and Christianity club. I was like, well, I'm just going to go to Christianity club just to meet people. And I was only going to make friends at first. But then in my second year of university, I became very unwell, and was going through a lot of surgery, and came a point where I had to take time off uni, quit my jobs I was doing, and God was like, well, what's your excuse now? Because you can't work, you can't study, you can't party. What's your excuse now to not have a relationship with me? And I was like, there isn't. So the leader of my campus Bible study group would come over to my accommodation when I was a student and read the Bible with me and pray. And it was a really hard couple of years, my journey to become physically healthy. And it really was a test to my faith. I'd be like, come on, God, please. I'm sick of being unwell, blah, blah, blah. And I actually became well during the pandemic, which was the worst timing because I wanted to go out and have fun and we were stuck in a lockdown. But it has made me trust God, because it was a really hard couple of years finding out like what was wrong with my body and, the right way to feel better again and blah, blah, blah. And it just built my faith in God a lot more. And I've also gone through a lot since then, as well. But God always has good things in plan for me. And even though right now I'm struggling with my choices to move to Tassie, I know God has a plan for me. I don't know what's going to happen, and that's why I have my YouTube channel to encourage others. Right now, I just know I'm not happy. I'm in a really bad headspace, just really regretting my move. But God has a plan for me. I'm going to go to church tomorrow because I haven't gone the past 2 weeks because I've been unwell with this asthma stuff. I'm going to Sydney in 3 weeks, so that is something to look forward to. But yeah, I just wanted to share why I'm a Christian, because, I've grown up in foster care. I've grown up in really bad, a bad childhood, basically. I found my mum, I didn't move into her home until I was 17. So it was a really hard time for me, and I know God was in the back of my mind, but God has a plan for me. He's made me strong. I trust God. I believe in Jesus, and that is my testimony. I know you may not believe in him. I believe in him. And people go, oh, well, why is there illnesses? Why is there that? Why is there this? Because there's sin in the world. And I feel most like Jesus when I'm with kids. When I'm working with kids and I'm making them laugh or I'm giving them a hug, that's when I feel most like Jesus. And, my faith means a lot to me. It helps me stay strong. And right now I'm really lonely. And so praying to God is my strength right now. But yeah, I hope this video has helped you. And, I love everybody. Just because I'm a Christian, I love everybody. It's not in my nature to hate anyone. I have a relationship with God because I believe that he died for me and saved me. That's all. And he gives me peace. That's the only reason why I want others to be a Christian. I'm not going to throw stones at anyone because I've had that happen to me so many times, and It's not the right way to be. Jesus said to love everybody as you love yourself. And I honestly think scaring people into Christianity is the wrong way. Showing love and showing how you are loving towards others is representing Jesus. But yeah, I'm hoping that this video helps you, and I'll see you in my next video. I'm going to be packing for my trip to Sydney. Woo! Excited. I'm so excited to go home. Also, not for nothing, I spent so much money on Halloween costumes. It's not funny, but I'm excited. I'm not going to tell you what they are until next weekend. No, the weekend after. I don't know when. You'll probably just see them on my Instagram page, but oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Anyway, bye.